Hey, Colin.
Yeah, Cadence.
Do you like media and entertainment that's badass?
Durr.
Do you like media and entertainment that's bitchin'?
Yeah.
And how about a little bonkers?
Hills, yeah, throw that in there.
Then I think you might like this thing called the Baywatch Rewatch.
Oh, God. Are you trying to promote the podcast I'm actively doing with you right now?
A little bit. Is it working?
Cool intro. All right, well.
Let's get started.
Let's get into it, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, hi. Welcome to our special Christmas episode.
Christmas. Okay, Cadence really doesn't like Christmas, as we found out last episode, like a crazy person. But she does enjoy a good, old-fashioned, really good Christmas movie.
It's maybe the only redeeming thing about Christmas is the just sheer amount of amazing Christmas content that gets pumped out.
Incredible. A Christmas Prince, a Princess
it's
Switch,
very prolific.
Holiday in Handcuffs. We got the one that we're doing today, which is Santa Girl.
Santa Girl.
And we're kind of, I know that we like really love to do like more old school stuff that's like a little bit further back than 2019. But this movie came out.
This is what I'm going to call a preemptive classic.
Like there's no creativity in the title, but it's filled with a creative, crazy plot. And I just promise it's not as offensive as Thanksgiving.
No, Thanksgiving was so insane, and this is very family friendly.
Yeah, this is
very family friendly.
Very family friendly.
There are no turkey.
Yeah,
there are no turkey condoms.
There's no gravy flavored condoms in this.
No,
but basically,
street walking turkeys.
All right, so to give a little summary. What do you want to say?
The conceit is that Santa has a daughter, and okay, let me start over.
Wow, that he literally just started.
Let me back this up. In this, I just want to set the stage that in this particular Christmas /Santa /North Pole world, Santa he owns a Fortune 500-esque company.
Mm-hmm. It's a big deal.
Christmas is kind of like a for-profit situation.
Think of it as like Jeff Bezos with Amazon. It's kind of that vibe.
Yes. Just take out all like the magic and cheer and goodwill nature of it. Like Santa is down to brass taxes.
He's a hard ass, a bona fide hard ass like Sean.
Oh man, Sean has a thing or two to learn. So Santa has a daughter who is the titular Santa Girl, and the conceit is that he needs her to do something that will
really capturing the listeners, really capturing their attention.
Then maybe we should just start.
Okay, how about we just don't give a summary? Okay, let's jump in. All right, so we open up. It's a winter wonderland. Mountains, snow, trees. You're like, where the F is this place?
And then we pan out and there's a castle.
A huge,
castle in the
beautiful
snow.
Castle that you are like, this can't be real. This has to be something made up. And the exterior is just gorgeous, but then we get to the interior. And
we're just like in a house in the suburbs, guys. We're just in a McMansion.
It's like a show house in Phoenix, Arizona, like just a big show house that was built in like maybe 3 days.
Mm-hmm, one of those that goes up super fast, sells for tons of money, but you can hear everything sound
the
through
walls
the
are made out of paper.
Yes,
we're assuming
it's
it's
just poster board. just poster board.
We'll just say that the magic is lost a little bit once we go into the interior.
Bless their little hearts. They're trying.
They try.
So anytime we're talking about this, let's call it the McCastle.
The McCastle in the sky.
Mm-hmm, the McCastle.
And there's a lot of hustle and bustle going on. There's a lot of tiny people who we presume are elves because they've got pointy ears and they're wearing little green classic elf elven attire, and they're
Right.
making hot chocolate and hanging peppermints, and there's paper snowflakes everywhere. So instantly we're like, okay, this is a very Christmassy style interior.
And
of
you're
the
like,
castle.
why are all these little elves bustling? What are they bustling for?
So we see one elf in particular, and we learn her name is Pep, short for peppermint. Pep
Jinx.
for peppermint. And she walks into a bedroom of someone who has just apparently given up on any kind of responsibility. The room is a total mess. There are clothes everywhere, old stuff everywhere. It's like, well, who is... So there's a dirty donkey, as Cadence called it earlier, which I don't know how I feel about that. Someone's a dirty donkey, and Pep walks in, and there's someone under the covers on the bed.
Morning, Miss Cassie.
Also, we should take this moment just to say that we're probably too revved up about this particular scene because the dirty donkey under the covers does not want to wake up. And Pep is in there trying to get her up and going. So she's opening the curtains. She says that phrase.
She's talking a million miles per hour, trying to kind of clean up stuff. But when it's movie cleanup, so it's just like she's replacing things in different spots.
Yeah, and she says that phrase that's like nails on a chalkboard to any person who's not a morning person, which is...
Early bird gets the worm.
Oh my God.
And
fuck
it
the worm.
makes...
Dude, I'll get a different worm somewhere else.
I promise you
Plenty
there's
of
more worms to consume. I
I
promise
don't
you.
need that freaking worm in the morning, okay?
And so I think, that's what I mean, is that Colin and I are probably having an overly excitable reaction to this scene because
It's offensive.
if in case it's not clear, we freaking hate the mornings. And
Get
so,
out
yes,
of here,
it's
morning. You get out
offensive
AM.
to our sensibilities. And so it's visceral for us when we see this. We're like, oh my
I would kill
God, someone's
Pep.
getting stabbed in the face.
Because Pep actually rips off this candy cane comforter, and underneath you see this beautiful young woman who is not an elf. She is a human-esque type female. And Pep pulls it off, and she's just like, Pep, you dirty bitch. And she twinkles her nose, and
There's
little
a little bit of a
sparkles come
Bewitched
out,
situation
and
happening.
the comforter comes back on her. So now we know that this is someone, she's got a little bit of magical powers. Yeah, like Caden said, a little bewitched status going on.
Yeah, so who is this mysterious, magical, little donkey?
Dirty donkey. First off, so Pep is like, yo, homie, wake up. You've got so many obligations. You've got to sign Christmas cards. You've got to take pictures with kids. The elves are looking forward to hearing your speech.
You're very clearly understanding, okay, this girl's kind of magic. There's a bunch of elves. What could possibly be her job? It kind of becomes clear little by little. So we see her in the next shot, and she's doing these duties. So she's taking photos and she's signing autographs. And all of a sudden, the hallway clears and there is a group of people power walking towards her.
You know that classic movie scene where it's like the girl, like in Mean Girls when they're walking down the hall, the slow motion. And the best thing about this is they
My
literally are
milkshake
all...
brings all the boys to the yard.
They're all wearing like regular business attire, but someone just kind of glued like tinsel to them. Like their shoes are just kind of wrapped. Yeah, wrapped in like
glittery
pipe cleaners.
cleaners are their
And
shoelaces.
It zooms out and you see, you would assume at this point, Cadence and I were assuming it's Santa Claus.
They took Santa in a very new and radical direction in this particular film. In this universe, Santa's a very for-profit kind of guy.
Yes, he's think of Jeff Bezos
He is
running
a-
Amazon. He is
He's
a
a business
no-nonsense business mogul, and you can tell by the suit. And he's
No such thing as Christmas cheer. This is a business. We are going to operate efficiently, and profits and margins are of the utmost importance.
And he's like,
Now, the more we pay in overtime, the less we have in our quarterly earnings. No go.
The union isn't going to like that.
So what's new? Set up a lunch with the union rep. What's his name? Pickles?
Sparkle, sir. Pickles is head of accounting.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, elves need to make toys as much as toys need to be made.
I mean, he's having a business meeting as he's walking in this line down the hallway.
Yeah, that's how
with his
efficient he is.
various elf apprentice people.
It's like the North Pole is like a Fortune 500 company or something. It is very intense.
Hey, that castle, that exterior castle is not going to run itself.
It's
But
not
keep
going
in
to build
mind
itself or pay for
that
itself.
he's still walking down a hallway that is like a home hallway, like a Phoenix, Arizona home hallway.
I just want to also specify for a visual that he doesn't so he has white hair, yes, but he's much more chic than the normal Santa. He has a small white goatee. He does not have a big beard. He does not wear a red suit.
I don't want to.
That's offensive to him. He wears a
about...
very tailored 3-piece suit with a pocket square. So he is Santa, but make it chic.
And we learn that this girl's name, the dirty donkey from earlier, we learn that her name is Cassie. And she sees Santa coming down. And this is where you learn that Cassie is chic business Santa Claus's daughter.
You do know it's summer, right? I'm supposed to be on vacation.
Vacation from your many responsibilities. Well, you've inherited your mother's sense of humor, but unfortunately, not your father's business savvy, and both will be necessary when you take over the company.
Dad, I want to find myself.
Hey, let me help you out. There you are. You're Cassandra Claus. You're at the North Pole. You're in your father's workshop, and it's where you're meant to be.
Cassandra Claus, thank you very much.
Cassandra Claus. And that is why she had all these obligations, because I guess it's kind of like a monarchy, and she's the princess, so she has all of these like Christmas things to take care of. I had no idea Santa Claus even had a daughter, but that's this thing that we're learning, and that she has so much responsibility. Cassie obviously is like not feeling it. She wants to be her own autonomous person, and she wants a little more freedom.
And she's just a child. I mean, she's like 18.
Yeah, she's like 18, and she's just kind of like that classic,
and she's
like,
telling
I don't
him,
want this.
Then she's like,
come on. Nobody wants me. They want you with the beard and the red suit. They don't want some Santa girl.
And he's like,
People tend to lower their expectations when you're handing out presents.
So he doesn't like try to make her feel better. He's not like, you have
Dick
your own
move,
special
Santa.
magic. He's just like, yeah, people won't care that you're a lame woman. Don't sweat it.
You're not Santa. You're not to my status, so just don't worry about it. Suck it up, do it. And he's talking about tonight.
What happens tonight is a ball honoring the Tooth Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
And they are also very bitchy about her.
So the Tooth Fairy, huh?
Oh, I know she's a bit eccentric.
Eccentric? She's a loon.
They call her names. They say she's crazy. Don't know why.
The Tooth
Don't
Fairy.
know the history there. Don't know why they hate the Tooth Fairy so much. I would love to hear
That
more
Tooth
about
Fairy
this next
did
time.
something to piss off the Santa crew, and we just need to know about it.
Ticked. There might be a West Side Story situation breaking out later, but essentially he's saying this ball that we're going to tonight is essential for the growth and maintenance of our business. So you have to be there. And I don't care if you want to be there or not. You absolutely have to be there.
This is where we see Santa being a bona fide hard ass. I mean, he runs this Fortune 500 Santa company to the ground. No,
that's a bad thing.
That's a bad thing. He runs it like a tight ship.
Yeah,
maybe?
runs a tight ship is a
runs
good
a
one.
tight ship. So she's in her room, and we see more footage of this beautiful interior home. And she's getting
McCastle.
ready, and sure enough, Pep like loses her damn mind and starts freaking out and falling down the stairs and running and tripping over things. And she goes into Cassie's room, and she's like,
Miss Cassie, are you all right?
and we learn that Cassie, I think, unbeknownst to her father, applied to a university.
Why is she freaking out?
It's the
because
acceptance letter.
Well, it's a letter. We don't know yet.
I can't open it. You do it.
Okay.
No, I'll do it.
That's fine too.
No, you. I didn't get in. Of course not.
You did. Miss Cassie, you got in.
I got in.
You got in.
I got in.
And Cassie's been accepted to a random university. Do we actually know? Does it say what university she got
You know
accepted
what?
to?
I don't think it does.
I think
say
it just
what
makes it very
university.
vague. Some wintry Eastern university. So they're just obviously ecstatic, but they're like, fuck, how do we keep this from business Santa? Because obviously I've got all these obligations.
Oh, he's going to kill me.
And
So-
Cassie's like, I guess I'm going to have to tell him tonight at this very, very important
Which is
business
always a good
dinner,
idea. Anytime
ball,
there's a really
gala.
like important gala ball type thing. I've learned this from watching Real Housewives. I love Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's really sad, and I understand how I sound right now. But they love bringing up the worst stuff at the most intense occasions. And it's like a wedding, and all of a sudden they're just like, I have to tell you something. And it's like, no,
Yeah, so
just
she's
wait
waiting.
till the freaking wedding's over. But Cassie really needs to tell him at this specific event. So she's getting ready, and we are going to meet them at the ball. All right, guys. So we are at the party for that bitch the Tooth Fairy. That nobody
I don't know
likes.
why we're celebrating that bitch,
But we're at the gala for the Tooth Fairy in the kingdom of Dentalia. Which
it sounds
I don't know how I feel about that word,
a
Dentalia.
little bit like you don't want to say that in a public place.
So
But
they're
that's
at
where they
this
are.
kingdom of Dentalia, which looks to me like the rooftop at an LA bar. There is no
Right.
signification that this is anywhere outside of just a rooftop bar. And we have Santa Claus looking around, and sure enough, the Tooth Fairy's son slowly hovers over.
Guys, his wings.
Are
So he's
the-
a full-grown man, and his wings are like maybe 6 inches.
Like, imagine the wings of like a full-size Atlas moth, like those big moths. That's how big his wings are. And
he
he's
thinks he's
slowly...
So smooth too. He's like doing finger guns, and he's got like an ascot.
He is, and he's literally hovering. They make a note to show it that his feet are hovering, like, no fucking joke, like 2 inches off the ground.
And they just,
So you're like, what good are wings at this point? All right, like, what good are wings?
I don't think you're making a case for your wings right now. They feel superfluous.
So he just feels like the Tooth Fairy Bella the Ball going around finger gunning, pew pew, hovering 2 inches above the ground with his baby
Oh, I'm
moth
sorry.
wings.
Can you hover 2 inches above the ground?
And he approaches Santa Claus, and he has this. He's almost approaching Santa Claus like to talk about just regular holiday stuff, and then it slowly segues into kind of a bizarre conversation.
Because he starts out saying, you know,
Mr. Claus, you're a businessman and I respect you. So let's get down to brass fillings. Inflation. Teeth used to go for a quarter. Now kids want 10, 20 bucks. I mean, what are we talking about? Am I right?
No idea. What are we talking about?
I'm talking merger. See, you have the liquid cash. We have an army with wings. We help with toy distribution. You help with tooth cash. Bing, bang, boom. Both holidays are locked in. Kids are happy. Life moves on.
inflation is out of control.
It's wild, the price of teeth.
It's getting like real dicey, and I have a proposition for you. Like, we all have wings. You
Tiny
could
baby wings.
we could help you disperse gifts a lot faster, and then you win, we win, we can merge, and
And we could have
let's
this Tooth Fairy Santa.
Let's not kid ourselves. That would not increase the speed at all with a bunch of people hovering
3 inches above the ground. That would not do any good
slowly
in
coasting
Santa's
from
world.
house to house. Let's just get that out of the way. You're not doing anybody any favors.
And I think Santa definitely knows that. He's like, bitch, are you serious? All you do is
Yeah.
hover. I'm not gonna need you to give out gifts. Trust me. But
Thanks, but no thanks.
But this son, this Tooth Fairy son, he's just
So you
really
think-
wanting to go into business with the claws.
Well, that's the impression. Like, you're very like, okay, he's making a business proposal. But then he throws you a curveball and he's like,
My mother, the tooth fairy, she's single and ready to mingle with you.
you know, my mom, the Tooth Fairy, she's lonely and she could use some company. And I'm like, are you at this point, are you
No.
trafficking your
He's
mother?
pimping out his mom.
Like,
The
it's not
Tooth
going well
Fairy.
financially. So you're proposing a business deal, but you actually have no finances
And
for which to execute the deal. So you're gonna trade your mom.
And we also, I would just like to do a side note. He keeps saying, my mother, the Tooth Fairy, and it pans over to this woman in a ball gown. Full ball gown, baby little
It's like a-
wings. She's
it's
got
like
a
a prom
scepter.
dress.
It's a prom dress. She's got a tiara on, and she just keeps looking up and winking at Santa. And we also learn actually something really important with this conversation too, that Mrs. Claus, may she rest in peace, she has passed. The Tooth Fairy's
Yes.
son makes a comment about, you know, it's been a while since your wife has passed. Maybe it's time to look at my Tooth Fairy mom in a different way and stop talking shit about her behind her back. Just kidding. He didn't say that.
Because everybody
but-
knows that we are.
Everybody
knows
knows.
that you're doing it.
So that ends.
I also just want to say that at the end of this conversation, he's getting super annoyed with the Tooth Fairy's son, and he's done. And he says something that I'm basically going to make my mantra for the rest of my life.
I'm going to walk away from you now, but it's only because I don't like you or what you have to say.
And he just leaves. And I was just like, has been me in every single party situation
That's
I
what
have
I
ever
love.
been in.
I mean, I'm deciding if I love or hate this Santa. He's a bona fide hard ass, but he's also real good businessman, but he's not a very good dad. But he also says how he feels. So I'm like on the fence of how I feel about this Santa.
My introversion is like, it's a double-edged sword, but the thing about it that's really frustrating is that I don't have it in me in social situations or like parties or like work networking things to like pretend like I want to be talking to someone. I don't have that skill. So the second that I'm in a conversation that I absolutely do not want to be in, have no patience for, and have no interest in, I will just stop talking. And there have been situations that I have been known to just like walk away mid conversation. And so someone will be talking to me and then I'll just slowly like slink out. And so at one point, Jed's like, you're going to have to find a way to exit these conversations.
I just say,
that isn't just
going.
ghosting people.
Looks like the food's going. Got to get there before it's gone.
Anyway,
this
that's going to be on my
that was a side
t-shirt.
note. This
That's
was a
all.
conversation that happened, and now Santa's kind of flustered, and he's walking over, and sure enough, he sees Cassandra there, and she is ready
And
to tell
she
him the big news.
decides that at this moment, that's the right moment.
Okay, so I applied to college and I got in. Yay! Education is super important. You say that, right?
Now, your mother said that, not me. I don't understand. Why would you want to leave the North Pole?
First of all, the climate is terrible. There's total isolation. And I don't have any friends. Okay? And the elves just cater to my every whim and
Well, how terrible for you.
I don't like it, Dad.
He's like, absolutely not. And here's another pivotal part of what we're learning in the storyline. He's like, you cannot. You are betrothed.
No, you are going to apprentice in the family business, and then this Christmas you're going to marry the Frost Pole.
I don't want to marry someone I've never met.
Well, the Frost family and ours have a very delicate alliance, and you have been betrothed to Jack Jr. since you're 3 days old.
Yeah, and I haven't seen him since.
And we're like, Jack Frost? Who the hell? Then you learn that Jack Frost is somehow related to Kris Kringle.
Because who freaking knew that there was like this much politicking / trafficking in
The fairy
Christmas world? Or like, yeah.
What is it?
in
Fairyland world, like mystical creature world.
Mystical creatures.
And he's like,
Because this is where Santa's like, listen, don't turn your nose up to this marriage because my marriage to your mother was an arranged marriage because we needed use of the reindeers. And her dad had complete control of the reindeer population. So don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, he's also don't knock it till you try it. But I loved your mom, Cassandra.
Right.
So he had an arranged marriage for the reindeer dowry, I guess. But it ended up being a really good marriage, and he loved his rest in peace old wife. And so they're like Kaden said, I just had no idea. I'm like, they need to do like a documentary on all of the ways that these people interact, and like you said, all of the politicking and this.
I'd pay so much money.
I want to see it. I'm
so
so interested.
money.
So she's basically just saying, Cassandra, she's like, Dad, are you kidding me? This is so crazy. I don't want to do this. I wouldn't be happy. I don't care about Jack Frost's son. I don't even care about Jack Frost. And he's basically just setting he's like,
I don't
no.
give a jack.
I don't give a jack about
Jack
Frost or his son. And the dad's like, girl, I'm not having this conversation. This is not the time, not the place. The tooth fairy mom is looking at me, and
I am getting the eyeball, and I need to leave.
All right, so the party has ended. Santa was upset. The conversation ended not very good for neither Cassandra or Business Santa. And it is now inside of our McCastle in a kitchen. And you guys, it's a regular kitchen. They literally just put one poinsettia on the table to make it Christmas.
There's a very regal pillar
there
in the
is
middle
a very
of the room.
regal pillar that has white or gold pipe cleaner around it.
So you know that you are in some place.
You are
special.
in Christmas land. So basically,
Business
she's coming.
Santa is feeling really introspective about what happened. He's kind of like, maybe I didn't deal with that conversation as well as I could have. And what do you know? Who comes down to the old McKitchen in her pajam jams
To get a little midnight snack.
But
Cassandra. So she comes down and he starts talking to her. And basically he says,
Whether you think so or not, family business is important. Children are counting on it.
I know.
And this merger with Jack Frost will ensure that Christmas will go on and on and on. And to that end, you will marry the heir to the Frost Kingdom. Is that understood?
I got it.
Well, then I suppose a semester studying abroad wouldn't hurt anything.
Daddy, really?
So long as you come back this Christmas, you marry the Frost Boy and you take over the business. There's no complaints, there's no belly aching. You understand? Is it a deal?
Deal.
Your mother would have been so proud of you.
And she's like, Daddy. And I just want to say briefly as a side note, literally nothing makes my skin crawl than the like grown women using the word daddy.
I know. I just
don't get it. Don't understand it. And it's not even necessarily that it's like sexualized. It's just weird. It's weird. I just couldn't do it.
Like it. But he
it would get stuck in my throat if I tried to say it to our dad. I'd be like,
can't do it. He says, you know what? I thought about it, and there's no harm with you going away for like a semester. But
none.
But he also kind of guilt trips her a little bit because he's like, you have to come back and get married to Jack Frost's son so that we can inherit the Frost Kingdom and Christmas can go on and on and on.
Obviously.
And all the children, you owe this to the children. This is the first time Business Santa has said anything kind of about kids or Christmas. I was saying that like so precise, but as I'm saying it, I'm like, this is the most ridiculous conversation.
Just so we're clear, the Frost Kingdom is at stake.
The Frost Kingdom is at stake. And if they lose this Frost Kingdom, I don't think Christmas
over.
can continue because
They're becoming just this massive monopoly. Like Santa Claus is just running the whole show.
So basically, to summarize, he's letting her go to this university for one semester in the agreement that she is coming back to get married to Jack Frost's son to secure the Frost Kingdom so Christmas goes on.
So he's like half being generous and the other half is like, I'm doing this, but only so you'll do what I want you to do. It's manipulative to say the least.
Business Santa. He's Business Santa. He's got to do
I shouldn't say
Business Santa
manipulative.
stuff.
He's just executing business. Just taking care of business.
Now we are in Business Santa Claus's office and he is meeting with this terrifying. Cadence and I cannot be more vocal and clear about this. He is a terrifying looking Jack Frost.
He's what nightmares are made of.
Like, oh my God, how is this? Like the makeup choices they made for him. He's wearing these bizarre, obviously fake light blue contacts. So his eyes are just hugely blue with little baby pupils. Spiky gray hair.
Blue frosted
it's like
lipstick.
that lipstick that the girls used to wear in like the early 2000s. You know what I'm talking about? It was huge. The chapstick.
I know what you're talking about?
Chapstick.
I wore it.
And overall, the guy just looks terrifying. Like no disrespect to the actor who played Mr. Jack Frost, but they made some bold choices, and we will absolutely be showing you a picture of Jack Frost.
And they always lit him with a blue light, and so that things like sort of glow on his person and his teeth glow and
it's like
stuff.
A backlight.
And so all the other lights are normal and then someone's just holding a blue light like to the side of him. And it is such a bold choice.
Yeah, he's very scary looking. We will send a picture. He is in the office of Mr. Business Santa and they're having again this bizarre conversation.
What?
Jack, calm down.
No, we have an agreement. Our children will marry. Our empires will merge.
Cassie going away to school changes none of that. Besides, your son's been going away to school for years now.
An all-boys boarding school, not a college with parties and dances and shenanigans. What happens if she refuses to come back? I will not have my family's fortunes resting on the whims of a flighty teenage girl.
I hear your concerns. Our merger is secure. My daughter is level-headed and responsible, and she is going away to school.
That's your final decision?
It is.
I would keep a close eye on your daughter.
So it's like, there's obviously like sex trafficking going on, and
it's
B,
arranged marriage.
he says,
I wouldn't call it sex trafficking. But
I mean,
arranged marriage.
They're gonna get married for financial gain, and the
we
girl has no
still-
say in it. It
a little,
feels
you're right.
like trafficking.
But it also feels like, what is Jack Frost's motive? Because he keeps saying, like, if she doesn't marry my son, you don't inherit Frost Kingdom, and therefore you don't get to continue Christmas. But so why is Jack Frost like, what
So,
is
but
his
he's also,
motive in
like-
this whole thing?
right, because if they don't get married, then he gets to
I
keep
know,
Frost
right?
Kingdom.
I
That
think
feels
he'd
like a
want it, and
win
he
for
would
him.
seem like he would want to. He would want to keep Frost Kingdom.
And the other thing that's really important that comes from this meeting is that he's like, well, somebody maybe me is going to have to keep a close eye on your daughter.
So Jack Frost gets up and leaves the office. As soon as Jack Frost leaves, Pip runs in. So she comes in and he's like, listen.
So look, Pip, you have been my daughter's personal elf for a long time now, right? I know. She can be a little difficult. I have a special mission for you.
Without my daughter's knowledge, I basically need you to go and keep an eye on her at this university. She's like, oh my God, I can't go to the real world. Like, I don't know anything about it. And he's like, just freaking go. And that's where we end this scene.
The exterior is that we are now transitioning into what everyone in the North Pole calls the real world. And we see that it's a college campus, and there are a bunch of people moving into dorms for the first time.
And like I said, good for Santa for making the effort to go with Cassie to like help see that she gets there safely. But it is, we would just like to note that it is kind of strange because Santa Claus needs to practice what he preaches, because he's literally walking past a bunch of like teenage guys in their dorm, and he like...
Billy Stevens.
Yeah?
Naughty.
Huh?
It's Chad DeFranco. Naughty.
You're naughty. You're naughty.
You're naughty.
You're naughty. Which out of context is like, okay, there's this old dude walking around just telling all these young guys that they're naughty.
Yeah.
And he helps, he tells
Not
Cassie like, all right, you're here. And she's like, thank you so much for letting us do this. He says, this is what your mother would have wanted. And he goes,
Look, I know you think I'm being overprotective. Maybe I am. But this is the real world. This isn't like home. You're special. You're a princess, and you have these unique abilities, and people don't understand them. And what they don't understand, they fear. I mean, who you are, where you're from, who your father is. You know, just don't go zipping down any chimney. Trust me, you want to fit in, just don't let them know how special you are.
Don't go zipping down any chimneys.
and don't let anybody know how special you are.
So absolutely under no circumstances do you promise me that you're going to reveal anything about your true self?
And then she says no. But then guess what Santa does in a room filled with people moving into the dorm?
Just in the middle of the dorm, in the hallway.
He disappears.
He disappears.
He turns
Jinx.
into a pile of sprinkles. And literally pops into, and like everybody's like
100% sure he just busted it. That's amazing.
So after Santa disappears and completely contradicts himself, because now everybody knows that this guy disappeared, and they're obviously going to know something suspicious about, there's something weird about this new girl.
He's like, don't tell anyone, they're going to hurt you. And then he just disappears and it just becomes a mob.
Literally in front of people, because one guy drops his cup. It's supposed to be funny.
Before he disappears, before he just dematerializes in the hallway, he hands her a roll of cash that's probably the size of like a paper towel roll, like rolled up, like drug money. And with not a wallet, not an envelope, like nothing, not a debit card, not a checkbook.
He really doesn't know what being safe and being, what is it like?
I know, in front of
means.
everyone.
Just everyone sees him hands
her
cash
thousands
roll,
of dollars.
then disappear. And he's like, okay, be safe.
Be safe. Leave you with a wad of cash and a pile of sprinkles.
In front of all these dudes moving into the dorm. It doesn't make any freaking sense.
So he tells her, like, this is just for emergencies, promise me. And so anyway, so that comes into play in a second. So
all right,
Cassie is doing her best to acclimate to the campus. And so
being normal girl.
She's just taking a casual walk across the campus.
It reminds me of my days at North Pole University. I majored in reindeer psychology. Reindeer are complicated.
Okay, just act normal. I don't want to look silly on my first day.
Oh, Miss Cassie? Cassie, sis? Oh.
You okay?
What hit me?
An errant frisbee.
Cassie gets popped in the face with a frisbee, and she falls into a pile of leaves. And sure enough, Pep runs up to her, and also this very handsome, blonde, blue-eyed, preppy. That's the word I was looking for. She's like, oh my gosh, are you okay?
I just want to insert really quick something this made me remember a trauma from my own childhood / teens. So this guy who sees her get hit in the face with a frisbee, he comes over to make sure she's okay, and he thinks it's really cute and endearing. But I want to tell you in real life how this goes down, because when I was in high school, I was a cheerleader, and I was standing on the sidelines of a basketball game. So we used to cheer at basketball games in a gym. And there was this really big basketball tournament that happened every spring. And all the schools from like a few hundred miles radius would come. And so this was the most people that could physically fit into the gym. They were overflowing into the lobby. There were people standing room only. And I had a habit of flinching every time because we were right on the line. Like we were on the court. And so I had a habit of flinching every time they would pass the balls to each other if it was right in front of me, because I was always convinced it was going to hit me. And my coach was like,
This is going to be a Marsha Brady situation.
She was like, you have to stop flinching because it makes you look really silly, and you need to have it was very militant, whatever. And she's like, you always have to have your hands on your hips. You can't be flinching every 5 seconds. So I'm like, fine. And in my defense, or in her defense, like they were good basketball players and they never missed. So in this one particular tournament, I was standing stalwart with my hands on my hips, and someone chucks the ball across the court. I see it coming for me, but I'm like, Cadence, it's not going to hit you. Someone's going to catch it. They always do. And that's actually not at all what happened. It slammed full speed into my forehead, bounced off of my forehead. The whole gym of 1,000 people simultaneously went, oh! And then the football player that I had a huge crush on was in the stands, stood up and yelled, "That's a great way to use your head, Cadence!" And I...
Good for him for taking that opportunity to take that joke.
I died inside.
Good on him.
A little bit.
Did you fall completely backwards and just like, yeah, I bet you were not like happy and like, you're probably like, what the hell just happened?
I tried to play it off, but I'm sure my face was 10 shades of red. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not carried that with me. It wasn't your fault that
you got hit by a ball. It's not that. That can't be your fault.
I mean, I guess technically,
you got nailed by a ball.
I guess maybe it looked like I should have moved.
In high school world, you just
like, why did you just keep standing there?
I get it,
but no one had context.
It's a little bit. At least you did. At least you didn't break your nose. It wasn't.
It wasn't a total Marsha Brady. So what I'm saying is, nobody finds this cute and endearing, especially not handsome guys. They're like, and then they keep walking. That's the moral of the story.
From The Simpsons.
Yeah, they are.
So Cassie gets hit in the face with a big old frisbee. Handsome guy runs up to her like,
You okay? Can I give you a hand?
Yeah, thanks.
I'm JR.
Blonde-haired, blue eyes, tall, slender.
Very tall and lean. And we're only saying this so that you understand, because we're about to meet a new character, and so you've got the juxtaposition. So just so you have a mental image, this is what JR looks like.
And he's like, girl, let me help you up. And instantly, Pep.
Wow, you're the prettiest boy I've ever seen.
Pep is getting real pepped.
She gets right in the middle of that
like,
sandwich.
You smell really good. What's going on? And she makes it really awkward, but he's just like, all right. And Cassie's,
going with the flow.
She's like,
Oh, I'm Cassie Claus, and this is Pep.
Her sister.
Claus. Like Santa Claus?
Nope.
Nuh-uh. No way!
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous! Okay. No relation.
He says, can I escort you to the library? And she's like, yes, but first, Pep, get the F out of here. Go get my jacket. And obviously, Cassie's still treating Pep like a slave elf, even though she gave her this whole
She's been like,
speech.
I want you to be my equal. I want you to be my sister. But I'm feeling a little chilled. Do you mind running all the way back to the dorm and grabbing my jacket?
And Pep is obviously stuck in her, it's hard to break those habits. So boom.
And they use this as an opportunity to ditch her. Like they full on are just like, is this so naughty? But like, we're going to leave. Is that bad? And JR is like, it is so bad, but let's do it.
I think it's kind of a really shitty thing to do, Cassie. So they go to the library, ditch Pep, and in the library,
not the library, the bookstore.
Right, bookstore, books. And there's a big long line, and we need one of the other characters, like we said, the reason we're describing their looks is because now you meet a guy handsome guy, he's on the opposite end.
He looks like a little young Paul Rudd.
He does, but he has, in my opinion, a really bad haircut.
I mean, bless his little
Have you ever seen Shrek? You know Farquaad, Prince Farquaad. He kind of has that haircut going on, which doesn't do him justice. He's got a cute face, but
I definitely considered that haircut more of a talk to the manager situation.
it's like a young Karen,
like
for
a stacked Bob.
It's sassy
very
Bob.
sassy.
And he's got, like Cadence said, he's like got this like young Paul Rudd, and he's a little more like, we'll use the word grungy, like 90s grungy. He's not as put together as this JR character that she just
Lots
met.
of flannel, pants are not like fitted.
Regular just dude, and he's can't afford books because we've all been to college. It's feggin' expensive.
Okay. This isn't happening. Come on, I don't think you understand.
That number? That's a price. You give me that amount of dollars in American currency and you get to take the book home.
Yeah, no.
That's how it works.
I get it. I hear what you're saying. I get that. But like I said, if the card isn't working, it's a financial aid glitch. Okay? And that's all me. I'm on that. But there's that whole thing where I need books for classes, and if I don't take them now, they're gonna get sold out. And then there's that thing where I don't have books for my classes, which is a problem.
The woman who's checking him out, she's a college student. Like, this is her work job. Like, you know, those the things that pay for your tuition you trade or whatever.
Yeah. Like,
trade.
yeah.
And they'd be like, oh man, this sucks. Like, your financial aid's not in. Yeah, you need to go talk to student aid. No, she's so condescending. She's like, oh, I mean, you do know how currency works, right? Like, you do know how money works. We're exchanging goods for money.
She's a total
Such
bitch.
a jerk.
She's such sales associate at Zara.
So he's feeling flustered and embarrassed
And
because
keeping
he
up the
knows
line.
school's starting and
Yeah.
he's not going to have his books.
And this is where this is where she definitely comes from Santa world, like business Santa world, because she pulls out the tortilla. I was about to say tortilla roll
tortilla
of
money.
The paper towel roll of money. And she's just like,
Hi. Hello.
Hi, I'm sorry. I'm almost done.
You're done now unless you have $498.
If I had any money, I wouldn't be on financial aid.
Next. Will that do it?
What?
Are you for real? I am for real, yeah.
will this work?
Are these papers the monies for you?
And it's like
Do these
$100
enough?
bills. Is money work this way? And everybody's like, who is this girl? Because she ends up paying for this mystery Bob.
$500 worth of books.
Yeah, and JR is like,
speak to the manager.
who is this girl? And everyone in the bookstore, like, she got everyone's attention for the right ways, including the guy that she bought the books for. He's like,
And they
who
all-
is this angel?
All right, so they get back from the bookstore, and she was Daddy Warbucks throwing all of her cash monies all over the table.
Making it rain.
Making it rain for the Paul Rudd with the manager's
Farquaad.
haircut.
Paul Rudd Farquaad.
And so they walk back to the dorms, and at this point, JR's just like, listen, you're checking everything off my box. Like, you got in the face with the
You
frisbee.
mean checking all my boxes? You're checking everything off my box. No, you're checking all my boxes. Oh no.
I didn't.
You just thought that was so funny.
Just because I imagined like a box with stuff on top of it,
And he's just
then
like,
just like
check.
it just the visual made me giggle. Okay, so he's like,
I'd like to see you again.
Well, sure, we're friends.
What if I want to be more than friends?
Well,
Don't freak out. I'm not asking you to marry me, just, maybe a date. Think about it, okay? I'll see you around.
you're checking all my boxes. You've got hit in the face with a frisbee. You made it rain at the bookstore. You got a quirky sense of humor, and you've got a really cool, not annoying younger sister who I love and want to be around all the time. This is a go from me. So he just basically tells her, I want to be in a relationship with you right now. Like at this moment. She's like, can we just be friends, please?
He's almost a little bit like boring robot. A little bit.
Right.
He's got a little cocoa in him as far as he's just...
Bless his little heart.
He talks like this and there's no real emotion, but he's kind of... I don't know if that's like the actor or if that's the character he was told to play.
But he is a little cutie pie.
He's a little cutie pie, but he's just a little stiff, I guess. Let's say a little stiff.
Oh.
And he's definitely making Pep stiff.
I was going to make a joke. And then I was like, you know what? This isn't a Jason Momoa moment. I'm just going to leave it be.
I'll make it. I'll make those jokes.
You can
he's
take
getting
it
stiff over his daughter Claus.
His daughter Claus. So After she leaves JR outside, she goes back into her dorm room, and who's just sitting there in the dark, like the little
Total
creepy
darkness.
elf on a shelf that she is.
Total darkness. Pep is sitting in the dark.
Hello, Cassandra.
Why are you just sitting in the dark? You scared me.
I fetched your sweater for you.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I totally forgot.
It's funny how you'd forget, being so cold and all.
But in her defense, she's pissed. She's like, oh, I thought you were cold. I thought you would need your sweater, which I have right here because you asked me to go get it, and then you disappeared.
Yeah, dick move, Cassie.
Don't get why she's like, let's be equals, but I'm not ever going to tell you where I am, and I'm going to hide from you, and you're going to worry about
It's
me
like
all
day
day, but
one,
whatever.
too. It's like not a good start off to this little real world relationship.
So Pep says,
now that that's out of the way, what happened with you and the good-looking boy?
Well, we went to the bookstore and then we kind of spent the day together.
You and the boy with the pretty hair spent all day together? I'm conflicted because A, holy cow, that's awesome, but B, you're engaged.
I didn't mean to. I mean, I thought JR and I were just becoming friends.
You thought?
Well, then he told me that he liked me more than friends.
That's so naughty! That's actually, like, really naughty.
Oh.
That's naughty. I mean, actually, really naughty. And the way she delivers that line is like just on the cusp of inappropriate
Also,
for an
do you
elf.
say date? You know, they're going on a date. They're not dating.
Right.
I hate when people are like, you're dating, and you're like, no, I'm going on a one date with this
I also think
stranger I met.
part of the motivation for Pep's overreaction and shaming is that she's in love with JR. She wants to know what soap he uses, for heaven's sakes. Like, she's got it bad for him, and so she's kind of
That's
trying
exactly
to like.
how I felt when I first saw Jason Momoa on Baywatch Hawaii.
Oh, I just want to know everything that you smell
body
like.
wash do
Yes,
you use?
please.
What shampoo
tell
do you
me.
use?
So they make peace, and she says, "You know what? I was a bitch. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you."
The next couple minutes of the movie are just Cassie like being kooky and learning how to do like real world things. And
If only there was a Baywatch original theme song, like
I
learning
know.
on the campus how to be a
learning how to be
student.
Santa's daughter properly in the real world with my alien slave. Oh, not alien slave, my elf slave. I don't know where alien
That
came
took a
from.
turn.
That's a different movie. But anyway, it's like her like learning how to order things, and then she goes to the lunchroom, and instead of eating a normal lunch, she gets a pile of cookies, and she's eating, and she's so cute and quirky.
She's from the North Pole, you guys.
And she's asking like,
I feel like
"What's
everyone
that
in the North
thing?"
Pole has a really severe like protein and vitamin D deficiency.
just
They're
never
not eating
seen the
any
sun.
vegetables.
I know
They
that
never see the
that is
sun.
one thing. And so yeah, that was just a little montage.
And
of her
we
doing
learned
that. So
too-
we're seeing that she's acclimating to school world.
Except for the one thing that she keeps magical, which I have to say, I would do this if I were her. She's never late to class because she can teleport there. So that's the one thing that she uses that's magical. But I have to say that if I had that skill and I would never be late anywhere because I could teleport, I would do it.
She is magical that in that sense, just teleporting, and nobody notices that a human body just appears randomly. So she's taken a little break after learning about all these different things. The montage ends, and she's
kind of in like the student center.
Yeah, the student center, and she's sipping a little hot chocolate. And who pops by? Whose little Bob is popping by?
You know
Like
what?
a Muppet.
He just spoke to the manager, and he is fired up.
He's fired up. So he passes Cassie, and he's like,
Hey, don't move.
Oh, there was no money.
Yeah, that is who I am. I've been looking everywhere for you. You never told me your name.
and basically says, I want to pay you back for that amazing gesture of kindness you did.
And she's so naive, you guys, that she's like, oh, hi, it's you, the boy with no money. And it's supposed to be really cute, but it's so
how people-
insulting.
That's how I was introduced to people for
I know.
most of my
that
20s.
was us in our childhood.
That was us in our childhood and me for a lot of my 20s. So, I mean, I'm only 28, so most of my 20s. But
just a few years ago,
a few
just
years
briefly.
ago. They are obviously kind of have a little connection. He kind of asks her what she's going to do later, and she mentions that she's going on a date with JR.
Well, you just skipped right on by that we learn his name is Sam.
Oh, and his name is Sam. Yes.
So the
They
love
formally
triangle
introduced each other.
becomes Sam, JR, and Cassie. So He wants to hang out with her. He thinks that she's cool. He calls her weird.
Kind of weird, huh?
That's not very nice.
No, it's only not nice if I'm saying I don't like weird, but I happen to think there's a significant lack of weird in the world, especially on this campus. I'm a fan.
You know what? He doesn't see weird like normal guys see weird. He sees weird as a compliment, and he loves only weird people, guys. He's not like other boys.
I mean,
He
that
wants you to
haircut.
be just a little quirky.
That haircut
Very much
obviously
not like
shows that
other
he is
boys.
not like other boys.
He's mostly like other suburban moms.
Wearing flannel and just flustered for the holidays. And he mentions, it's kind of funny because he mentions like he's definitely going to pay her back. He just got done talking to the manager of financial aid.
Yeah, he did.
So he was actually talking to the manager of financial aid.
So it kind of does make me laugh that she's kind of this charitable goddess, but in the end, she gets reimbursed 100% for her donation. So it's not like she's really out anything in this whole interaction. But whatever, it was still nice. It was still nice. So they're kind of wrapping up this conversation where he promises that he's going to pay her back. And JR appears.
Cassie, hey, you're
The guy with no money.
right.
JR, this is Sam.
What's up? So Cassie, there's an amazing party tonight, and well, I need a date.
And I need to leave.
All right, we'll catch you later, bro.
Yeah, sure, bruh.
Immediately you sense that there's a little bit of testosterone pumping, there's a little bit of jealousy, and it might get tense.
I also like how her conversation with Sam amidst all of this, she's like, remember how Business Santa told her not to be really inconspicuous? She's literally like, my dad's checking lists, writing lists, checking them twice, checking who's naughty or nice. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, she's
Right.
all she's talking about is weird Christmas stuff.
She says that her dad doesn't know what phones are because he still uses scrolls. Like as if that's not going to set off alarm bells for Sam.
come
Like,
on, girl.
I'm
What
sorry,
you
where
talking
did you
about?
say you were from? So before they go to the party, they have to get ready. So they drop each other off at their respective dorms. They walk each other home. And this is a really important scene because while JR is getting ready, we find out his biggest secret because guess who appears
Well,
in the corner of his room
let's set the scene.
with a black light.
Let's set the scene. It's snowing. It starts snowing in the hallway of his dorm.
And
He
it's still
walks
August,
in.
you guys. It's still August.
It's still August, and he walks in, and like Caden said, in this blue black light of genius, Jack friggin' Frost is there. Jack scary ass face Frost is sitting in the dark with, well, not total dark, it's blue light, but
His teeth are glowing something fierce.
and he starts talking to JR, and he's like,
I'm sorry, Father. I wasn't expecting you.
You were to keep me apprised.
Class has just started.
Do you think I care about that? Good grades, dean's list, big man on campus. Whoa. Do you even remember why I sent you here?
To make Cassie Claus fall in love with me.
I don't care if she loves you. I only care that she marries you.
do you even remember why I sent you here? What the hell is this relationship?
And you guys, JR is short for Junior, Jack Frost Jr.
Oh, what a twist.
It is the son of Jack Frost. So at first you're thinking, oh my God, I can't believe JR is such a douche that he's betraying Cassie. But no, he's not, you guys. Jack Frost Sr. has been manipulating and pulling the strings on this
He's like the puppet
whole
master.
shenanigan.
He's like the freaking Geppetto puppet master. And JR's like, you're literally following this girl? Like, why are you doing that?
He's just protecting his assets. Like, he's invested, and so he needs to make sure that he's going to be able to
So instantly you're like, I can't
take
believe
over Frost Village or whatever.
Frost Kingdom. Hello. You think all this shit's happening for a freaking village? No, it's a kingdom. And I would like to note that JR doesn't actually change. He just goes back and talks to Jack Frost and then leaves looking exactly the same as earlier today. And
He just straightened his collar out a little.
It's literally
He's just
all
like,
he
yeah, I'm
did.
going to pop this collar a little more. Just pop that sucker
So
up.
now I'm left wondering, like, oh my God, what's their past story? What is JR like? Does he have a good relationship with his dad? Is Jack Frost a good father to JR? Was JR, did he just apply to this school randomly on his own, or did his father pull the strings? Do we have a Full House? What's the actress's name who got caught manipulating the school system to let her kids
Lori
in?
Loughlin.
Lori Loughlin. Do we have a little
situation and
do we have a
Uncle
little
Becky?
LL Uncle Beck situation?
An Uncle Becky and Aunt Becky situation. I was thinking of Uncle Jesse because I'm basically always a little bit thinking about Uncle Jesse because John Stamos is a god, but whatever.
So that's just a lot of questions as far as Jack Frost and Jack Frost Jr.'s relationship. After that awful scene, we cut to the party. Cassie and JR have gone to the party.
And I love that right before they go into the party, they have like this conversation because Cassie's so nervous because she's never been to a party before and she's feeling super nervous. And he's like, it's okay. I'm right here. These are just kids just like you and me. Let's go mingle. And she's like,
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
I don't know how to do that. In that moment, I could vibe with Cassie. Like, I also don't know how to mingle, girl. I'm trying.
At the party, they're just meeting all kinds of different characters, and everyone's like, I love your whimsical Christmas vibe, and look at you, girl.
Can I just tell you my favorite part? There's a very stereotypical gay fellow.
That's who I was just referencing to.
Part of
He's very, very homosexual. Flamboyant. We'll say flamboyant.
He says specifically, she goes, I haven't decided what my major is. I want to study everything. I'm undeclared. And he goes,
Declared, I knew it. You have kind of a whimsical, flaky vibe. Thank you so much. Are you a Scorpio?
Yeah, you have whimsical, flaky vibes. Are you a Scorpio? And I'm like, honey, I'm a Scorpio, so what are you trying to say right now?
Whimsical, flaky vibes. I don't
That's
know.
not a
That's
compliment.
Not a compliment. That's awful. I'm like, you just met me, sassy queen. Get on my
I know.
face.
So basically, as a Scorpio, I took deep offense to that.
Whimsical, flaky vibes.
Gay's just insulting everyone left and right, and he's just like, I'm just being playful, girl. They're all like, you're my best friend.
I know.
And he's like, I don't think you know what friendship means, but that's cute.
Sometimes we gays, we can get away with saying the craziest stuff, and it's just like, oh, we're the sassy gay.
You're just the sassy sidekick.
The sassy
but I guess
sidekick.
that's the bonus. Is just like freedom of speech whenever you
We're
want.
We're always the sidekick. You sassy dumb slut bitch. You dirty donkey whore.
Oh, girl, you're my favorite.
You don't know how to do your makeup and your hair looks awful. You dummy. And it's just like, I was about to say, you dummy.
Just the way you delivered that. You dummy.
You dummy. Anyway, we're friends.
It stopped being sassy and just started beating.
Mean. Actually mean.
Such an assault. You dumb bitch. So JR's like, hey, do you mind if I go get you a drink? And Cassie, of course, says yes, because who doesn't like a good root beer? I mean, come on. It's a party. And while he's gone, they take the opportunity to tell Cassie, like,
Did you know that his parents are like super important? I heard that too, only I heard rich. Super rich. Just know he comes from money, right? Like old money? You can tell by the way he dresses.
I don't even know how money works, you guys. Is it this paper?
And I'm sorry, how the fuck do they know that he comes from money? Like, do they know Jack Frost in this weird world? Are they able to world hop?
JR brings her the drink and she takes a sip of it and immediately.
So, what did I miss?
Cassie didn't know you were rich.
She spits it out on the popular girls because, guys, it's vodka and she doesn't know. She's never been in the real world. She doesn't know that college kids drink alcohol.
Also, I'm sorry, when does anybody spit out a drink? I mean, I've had some really nasty drinks and I've never spit them out, ever.
I promise you, I have grimaced. I promise you, I have swallowed and it's come back a little bit up the throat.
Yeah.
Never in my life.
Never spit.
Never have I actually physically ejected something at will out of my mouth.
Like in a sprinkler, like,
yes.
Just doesn't work that way.
I've never done a spit take. She, in that moment, she's getting right to that point. You know, when you hang out with people that are cooler than you and you're like, oh, I think they like me. I think this is working. She gets right to that point and then spits and they immediately start screaming at her.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Not like, oh, let's just have a sense of humor about this silly thing that just happened. No, they're immediately like,
pure vicious.
Kill her! Hang her!
Kill this Santa Claus bitch. This whimsical, flaky bitch.
this whimsical, flaky bitch. So she goes outside to sit and think about what she's done because obviously it's unforgivable. She's sinned
needs to
against
be probably
mankind.
removed from the school for doing that, I would think.
And as she's outside mourning her loss of social status, who is walking by?
Our favorite little Bob. Our favorite little sassy Bob, Sam.
Sam comes right up in his denim on denim ensemble. He just happens to be walking by with his school books. It's like 11 at night. I'm not sure where he's going,
to show
what he's doing.
very studious and that he cares about, instead of parties and trying to be cool, he cares more about studying, and he's cool in his own way with that denim on denim.
He's like, what are you doing out here? It's late and you seem sad. And she's like,
Do you know what vodka is?
Yes, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, okay, so you know it tastes nasty, right?
Sure.
Okay, JR poured me a cup of it, and I took a big gulp because I thought it was soda, and now I feel like a total idiot.
What, because you don't like vodka?
No, because I spit it on a girl.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, and now I just want to die.
and at that moment, JR comes walking out, and Sam has misunderstood the interaction because he thinks
His
essentially
mind goes
JR
right
was
he goes right to spiked her drink on purpose.
right. And in Sam's
He
defense,
had
like men are trash, and they
ulterior
do
motives.
constantly roofie women in public spaces. So he's not completely off base in this assumption. However, JR was not doing that on purpose.
Yeah, again, JR's not that. He's not that type of guy.
So essentially, they have like you know, when like goats lock horns, like male goats, and they sort of like try to push each other off the cliff. That essentially is happening outside on the sidewalk between JD
National
and Sam.
Geographic you're watching.
I mean, JR and. Okay, well, it is a thing.
Watching? Locking horns and throwing each other. They
It's a thing.
specifically go to the edge of a cliff, lock horns, and one just has to throw the other one off the cliff.
They're like, meet me on the cliff in 10. I'm going to push you the fuck off.
When the moon
You
goes
just
up and the sun
wait.
goes down, get out there.
So this battle of testosterone takes place, and eventually Sam feels pushed out of the interaction, and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to take my books and be on my way, and I'm going to go study.
Jinx.
So JR decides he's going to walk Cassie home because she's just, guys, she's mortified. She's just mortified. She's never been
really
able to
taken
show her
this to the
face.
next level. Like, she's just, this whole time, she's just been having this, like, yeah, it's...
I feel like
I
this
get
is
she doesn't know social cues and stuff yet,
Yeah.
but, like, girl, like, just read the room. It wasn't that bad. Well,
I was
actually it
gonna
was, I guess. They threatened to kill her.
I was going to say this is one of those moments where you do realize she's not in the real world, because I'm like, I do at least five times worse,
Yes.
6 times a day worse, but that did not make any.
Yeah, I don't know where you were going with that, but I was assuming you meant to say that you would do a lot of that shit. A lot during the day.
5 times worse times 6 times 7, 4 days a week, 24 hours a day. I hope that that's clear. So what I meant to say, yes, essentially was I do far worse, far more often. And you know what? It gets a lot worse in the real world, my friend. I hate to tell you this,
The
but
real
it gets
world.
a lot worse. So she walks romantically home, and Sam just takes his book and his binder and decides he's going to utilize this late night study sesh in the library alone with some peace and quiet.
And this next scene is, because this is where it starts to get juicy. Sam's walking home. All of a sudden, it starts snowing in like one spot. And we see that blue light, and he turns around, and freaking Jack Frost is right behind Sam. Scary Af just appeared, materialized.
Look at me, Sam.
How do you know my name?
I know a lot of things. I know that you're late in paying your college tuition. You're working minimum wage. I also know you're friends with Cassie Claus, and I would like to offer you a job.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a resounding no, because you are freaking me out, dude.
I'm from out of town.
No kidding.
Your friend Cassie's father is worried about her, Sam. She's led a sheltered life, never been out on her own. I would like to tell her father that a nice young man is keeping an eye on her.
That's the job offer? You wanna
pay me to watch out for Cassie?
And to keep me updated.
Yeah, he's not at all threatened by the fact that this creep with a blue light, a portable blue light, is
Can make it
talking
snow,
to him.
and his freaky ass eyes, and his silver lips, and his silver face and hair.
His discoloration is not at all
So he's just
worrying
like,
Sam.
oh, hey, guy.
Yeah, like Jack Frost takes this moment to tell Sam essentially, let me tell you all the things I know about you. I know you are pathetic. I know you are lonely. I know you don't have a family. I know you're here studying because you don't get invited to parties. And you
Jack
can
Frost
see
really
Sam's...
just knows how to drive it in.
Sam's like, okay, well, we've never met. So do you want to give me any indication of why this list of my failures is relevant at this moment? And so then that's when Jack Frost drops the other shoe and he's like, hey, I have an employment opportunity for you. And I know you are a broke, I was going to say broke folks or something like that, but it doesn't really work.
Ass bastard. But not a bastard, just broke ass.
Also, it's an employment opportunity that will make him exactly 500 buckaroos.
Exactly the amount that he needs to pay back to Cassie. I get it. $500 from a mysterious silver man that shows up behind me in a dark alley.
I
take
100% know that you took lots of money from mysterious silver men in alleys in your 20s.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Whatever. The whole world's going to blow up. Have a glass of wine. I don't care. Live your life. Have 2 glasses of wine. I don't care. Let it.
Take money from mysterious men in back alleys.
Do it.
It does, guys. We're all gonna
We're all gonna
die.
blow up.
We're all gonna
We're all gonna blow
die. I mean, if you really want to break this down, and a random person approached you in the dead of night with a blue light and was like, "Hey, I'm in the middle of a business deal, and it's super important that we keep an eye on the daughter of the person I'm making the deal with, and if you could help me with that, it would be great." I mean, because think about does anything about that seem legitimate?
No, I mean, that seems really legitimate to me. Definitely.
But Sam does not question even for a moment.
Not a
does not
second.
hesitate. He's just like, you know what? Done. I am always willing to help. I am here for you. What was your name again?
Well, first he's a little hesitant. He's like, you want me to spy on her? And he's like, yeah. Jack Frost's like, yeah, of course. And he's like, oh, okay, all right. 500 is 500.
Yeah, that's his one. Like, he kind of tries to sound incredulous. I'm sorry, you want me to do what?
I'm not gay, but 20 is 20.
So at the other end of the spectrum, so on one side, Sam has agreed to spy on Cassie. And on the other end, JR and Cassie get back to her dorm room after walking home. And even though they've made an agreement to only be friends, at that moment, JR leans in for the kiss. And who's there to cock block it?
You know, just getting to be near you tonight is...
Hi there, party people! Did you raise the roof? You know, I'm beat. It's getting pretty late, right? And you should go to bed, sis.
She says she's protecting Cassie, but I think more she was like, maybe he'll miss and kiss me instead.
I don't freaking know. I mean, Business Santa, he's kind of intimidating. He's kind of scary. Like, no peens, no lips, no touching.
Nothing. No bodies.
Yes, no body. And so actually it works in her favor because she does like him. She likes JR,
Right.
but she's also actually doing her job. Let's take a break for a minute. I have a question. Let's break this
Okay.
down. Why couldn't Jack Frost just tell Business Santa that his son, JR, was going to the same college, and then they could naturally fall in love?
You know what? That would have cleared up
So much. Like,
this movie
why
wouldn't exist. I was going to say it would have
very
cleared up
true.
everything, but then we wouldn't have had this gem.
Because then it would have just been like, let them naturally fall in love. They're both going to the same school. Like, why did Jack Frost keep it secret from Business Santa that
Like,
his son
how
was
many-
going there to betroth her if that's what he wanted? Jack
Right.
Frost, you've been to too many raves, buddy. Your mind's not working
You are
right.
not thinking
You're not thinking clearly. Just
Because
introduce
JR
them naturally and let them fall in
JR
love.
really does like her.
Yeah, he does.
And
she
he's
could
like really
potentially
genuinely
like him.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jinx. Our passion about this particular subject
Well, I
is
just think
boiling
all
over.
of a sudden I'm like, what the hell? Why is this? The plot does not totally make sense in that term.
Yeah, all it took is like one real brief phone call, and this would not be a thing. Back at the coffee shop with the really testy barista, and she's eating some midday cake. just like you do normally.
Okay.
And who do you know pops up?
Our favorite little Bob Sam. Bob Sam.
And he's super stoked because now he has the cashola to pay her back, which he does not mention that he got from Jack Frost.
He needs to tell somebody about that interaction just in case his body shows up somewhere.
So he finds Cassie and he's like, okay, number 1, I can pay you back, which I'm very excited about. Number 2, you look like you're terrible at math and you're lucky because I'm great at math. He decides like this is not the place to study in this like, coffee house at the college. I'm going to go somewhere that's way cooler. So he takes her to this like outdoor gazebo and
It's a sexy
they
gazebo.
decide that that's the place where they're going to break down calculus. And there's this moment where I have mixed feelings about it because she's like,
okay, you just sounded really smart just then. Are you a math major?
and there's this really gendered sort of like men are great at math and women just are so helpless. But on the other end, I'm like, I cannot do math to save my life. So I sort of get it.
So you're actually just giving into those stereotypes?
After she's a helpless woman, they decide they're going to get a little bit personal. And this is where we hear Sam's backstory. And Colin, what do we need to know about Sam? Cool. Moving forward. Cool. Now we got that out of the way.
What to say. I don't know. He doesn't have parents?
My parents, they sort of ditched me when I was little, and I was in foster care.
Okay, so Sam is an orphan. His parents abandoned him.
I knew it was the P word. It's gone. Boom.
And I don't know how you missed this. And so this is the issue I have. I have sympathy for his story. I have empathy for it. I'm so sorry. But he says
There's this lawyer woman who helped me.
he was taken care of by a lawyer woman. And I'm like, if this person, this human being saved you,
You're
like,
going to call him a lawyer woman?
can they just have a name, please?
It could be it could be Jenna.
She was wearing a doctor's lab coat, a red tankini, and had a hell of a briefcase. We learn that that's why Sam's going to law school. So at the end of this, I've made the comment that I have mixed feelings about this many times, but the last reason that I have mixed feelings about this interaction is they're wrapping up the tutoring/therapy session, and he says, you know what? I'm going to get you to woo me. Or I'm going to get you...
I'm gonna make you woo the shit out of me. No, he says, I'm going to woo you.
Woo you. And she goes, I'm unwooable. I already told you this. There's a situation back home. I cannot get out of it. It's locked and loaded.
She seems pretty wooable for JR.
Yeah, she was very wooable when he was leaning in for that kiss before she got cock blocked. So he goes, no, I'm gonna tutor you. And I'm also going to make you fall in love with me. Trust me. And she's like, that's not going to happen. I just want to be friends. And he's like, no. You're going to crush on me. Trust me. This is what's going to happen. And I just am so uncomfortable with like him refusing to just accept the terms that she's laid down. Just come on, Sam. I know you think it's cute and romantic, but Jesus.
Sometimes
she said
bitches need to be told what to do.
Oh, hi. Hi, Mike Tyson. Where have you...
Obviously, we're not putting that
Where have you been hiding?
I'm too tired. I'm dying. Bitch, you will get wooed.
So... after their study sesh, after he tells the bitch what's going to happen, after he lays down the law, there's a really tender montage where we see that she's starting to really fit into college life. She is still teleporting into classes, but other than that, everything's going really normally. She's having tons of fun.
It's like just a montage literally of her doing no real things. It's a montage of her walking with JR, then walking with Sam, then walking with Pep, then walking with JR, but they're never doing anything. So we assume she's acclimating to college life.
It seems like she is, and it's sort of supposed to set the tone that she is spending equal time with JR and with Sam. So after this kind of touching montage of all the things that she's doing with Sam, and after stealing Sam's coat, she decides that she's going to go to a Halloween party, and Sam wants to meet her there. And when he gets there, he sees that she's there with JR already, and he's heartbroken, so he leaves.
He walks in, and he sees JR there in his big O Trojan Roman soldier outfit. And guess what Cassie is, you guys? Just take a wild guess what she is.
She's just a little kid.
She's a little kitty. Aw.
She's just a baby kitty. She went from a dirty donkey to a tiny kitty.
A tiny cold kitty that needs to steal from Sam.
So he just turns around and leaves. He doesn't even say anything to her. And this is important because the next morning it leads to a confrontation. So they meet at their sweet gazebes, the one that they've been having their toot sessions at.
Did you say their toots? Oh, like tutor.
Yes, and then I
Little
realized that.
toot sessions. Toot, toot.
Sam is real ticked, and his bob, I'm telling you,
His
it
sassy
is
bob.
bouncing.
It's even more sassy today. He like blow dried it just so he could have more effect of him wiggling his head back and forth.
So he's really upset, and he's like,
You know I'm like a person, right? With feelings and stuff.
Sam, what's wrong?
Nothing. Lots is wrong. Lots is wrong. I like you. I like you. And you know that. And you like him.
I know that I like you. We both know that I like you. And at this point, I'm sort of like, Sam, did we or did we not clarify this previously at the gazebes?
She told you you're not, I'm unwooable.
And he's the one that's like, no, I will woo you. And she's like, no, I would prefer you didn't.
And now
But
he's
he's
getting
still-
now he's getting all sassed out because she doesn't, but she kind of does. Games. That's why I can't stand it. Call her Billy Elliot because this is a big game to her.
Billy Elliot, he's a dancer. Who are you
Who the
thinking
hell is
of?
the chess kid? Who's the chess kid? Oh my God!
You're
You
Bobby
all know what
Fischer.
Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer. Bobby. Why do they think of Bobby Elliot?
Billy Elliot is that very sassy dancing boy.
Bobby Fischer.
Oh
Where
my
is
gosh,
he?
I
don't
love
know.
Billy
I don't
Elliot.
know. Oh, Billy Elliot. Oh wait. So
but
Bobby
that was
Fischer. Call her
Yes.
Bobby Fischer because she's playing one big O game.
Landed it. Good job. So at the end of this confrontation, Cassie makes a surprise move, y'all. She
Kisses.
grabs Sam and kisses him.
Kisses and a very awkward. It's not a kiss. It's like when actors just smash their faces up against each other.
Kind of like they got a running head start and then just collided.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what it is like to be an actor. I can't say, but I would like to say.
I'm so sorry. Can you back it up? Because you, as a matter of fucking fact, do know what it is to be an actor because you were in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh yeah, you guys. You might see my feet in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. They film. I don't know if you guys know this. I lived in Hawaii.
We haven't ever mentioned that. This is a brand new piece of
They filmed it
information.
there, and so you can see my feet, you can see my face. Oh, but I wanted to say,
At the
basically,
end, you talked to Jason Segel. You're
I
in
should-
it. You guys, he's being modest. He basically stole the show in the very last scene.
You might look for my name in the credits. Anyway, I like really lost my train of thought because I was
You
going
said,
to say,
I
okay,
don't know what it's like to be an
totally
actor.
know what it's like to be an actor, but I would figure like when it's like scene where you have to kiss or do like a romantic kiss, like we know how to kiss, like people know how to kiss. And sometimes it's so weird, like it's just two smashed faces. I don't think I've ever
Right.
just smashed like no movement of the lips or anything. Like
Right.
it's
I
just a
sort of-
weird I'm just like that's not a natural looking kiss. Like it's so
Right.
unnatural looking.
Because, like, who just presses lips and just sort of is like putting pressure and then just like backs up?
Just had that whole tangent, but she's from the fucking North Pole. She never kissed before. Who's she gonna kiss?
That's what she thinks it is. You just, her and Pep are like, we're just practicing claws.
practicing.
No big
Miss
deal.
Claus.
And here's where things get dicey because now that they've kissed, she's like, oh, I guess we're in it now. And she tells him the whole story, you guys.
Where'd you come from, Cassie Claus?
North Pole. I want to tell you the truth. I want to tell you everything, but I'm not supposed to.
What is it? You can trust me.
Okay. Santa Claus is my dad. We live in the North Pole, and he makes toys and gives them to all the nice boys and girls across the world.
Cassandra Claus, you dummy. Why would you do that?
Yeah. And how does he react to this?
You lay on the crazy. You go on a couple dates and you slowly sprinkle the crazy.
You
and then
slowly leak it out.
Leak it out and then give one big crazy and then leak it out. Like she's just letting it all go on a kiss.
So Sam feels super insulted because she tells him, he's like, okay, you could just tell me you don't like me. And she's like, obviously I like you. We just kissed 2 times in a row.
I mean,
so
what would you say like if you kiss someone and they told you that like they're Jack, like my dad's Jack Frost and he's going for the Frost Kingdom and he's trying to make an allegiance with Santa Claus and my slave elf came with me that I call my sister that we practice kissing on and all I eat is peppermints. Like what? Of course I'd be like,
all I eat is peppermints? Where did that come from?
But she's a candy girl. She eats like so much like
But you chose peppermints?
Well,
she's eating like cakes and candies this whole time. You're just like, she's just crunching
like
on hard
sweets.
candies the whole time.
Peppermint's my ultimate sweet. You guys, I do not like sweet stuff at all. Not a sweets person. As you can tell from my, where there's peppermint.
That was such a good candy choice.
Basically, I get Sam. I understand his point of view. That's crazy.
That's what you're trying to say. So yeah, he's very insulted. His feelings are hurt and he doesn't believe her and thinks that she's lying. So Pep's just taken like a little walk around the campus one night. Like I think it's later that night. Don't ask me what she's doing. She doesn't know anybody. I guess it's like her 1 hour of freedom or whatever.
She gets to just walk around the campus and look at people.
She's taking her lap. And you guys, no, there's not a soul else on campus.
You guys,
not a freaking
not
soul.
Not a soul. It's dark.
And guess who's just taking a little stroll around campus? You guys.
You guys, Jack Frost is just casually walking around campus with the biggest cape in the world. Many questions about this. Jack, where are you going? What you doing, bud? Where you at class? What are you doing? Not only that, Pep notices Jack Frost and she yells and he runs away, head down, hunched back, cape over. Like his arms out, full cape, running.
Like,
it's the most ridiculous looking run I've ever and runs like vampire.
I was just gonna say, you know how Dracula in the movie, like he covers his face like with one arm with his cape.
That's exactly what he does. He does the one elbow. He does the one elbow, cover my face with the cape, and sleeks off. And then she's like, Jack Frost, I know you were here. And then she can't find him, and it zooms up. And you see a blue light, and there's little Jack Frost's scary ass face popping out of a big old bush.
He's hiding in the bush.
He was hiding in the bush, and I'm just like, so many questions. Like, does Jack Frost just hang
of her
out?
too, which I can't quite get the. He seems like the scarier one in this equation.
Yeah, like, why is he scared of Pep?
Terrified in that
She's
bush.
a little elf. She's physically the tiniest, and he got so scared he had to hiss, cape run away, and hide in the bushes.
So probably my favorite scene in the entire movie happens next, because it turns out that where Jack Frost was headed on his little jaunt was the campus library. And who's in the campus library, you guys?
Well, no one, actually. Just Sam.
Jack Frost is being a perv. He's spying on Sam through the stacks of books. So basically he's telling Sam, like, I paid you cash monies to spy on Cassandra. What do you have to tell me?
But again, I would like to just really reiterate that Sam is not in any way, shape, or he still does not know who this man is. And he is completely like casual about this guy making it snow, popping up behind him in a public library at 12 a.m. and talking to him. And then he thinks Cassie's crazy. Like, what?
I was literally about to say that. I wrote it down. You don't believe Cassie, but you have absolutely no issues with the blue guy who brings you his own personal snowstorm and then pays you to spy on someone? And he starts complaining to Jack Frost. Oh, Cassie doesn't like me. Oh, she told me she was from the North Pole. And Jack Frost is like, oh, you don't believe her, do ya? And he's like, I'm not 6 years old, dude. And I'm like, You're standing with a man who's creating a personal blizzard
Not
in
only
the
is he creating
library.
a personal blizzard, he's like, tell me more. Like, super looking him in the eyes.
He's met this guy
Sam,
2
what
times.
is going on? He wants to know so much more about this girl. Like,
He's met him twice.
And just then, when Sam turns around, he turns back. Jack Frost is fucking gone. And Sam still thinks this is okay.
Yep,
He's just
he
like, okay, well, back to studying.
Literally disappears, and he's just rolls with the punches. I would think at that point Sam would be like, maybe Cassie's onto something. She's from the North Pole, and this guy's creating personal snowstorms.
Either she's onto something or like
she's on something.
He on something, but it's like, but I was going to say it's like a shared psychosis. Like something bigger is at play here, isn't there? So like it's not just an isolated Cassie. Like there's obviously a whole thing going on.
Obviously. Okay, so this is a perfect setup for freaking Mr. Frost, right? He's a villain. All he wants to do is cause havoc. So,
but he's not really like that's the whole thing. He's made to be this villain, but he's on Santa's side. Like he wants Santa to inherit Frost
they
Kingdom.
have the same goals, you guys.
Goals.
The same goals. Keep this in mind. He's not trying to thwart the plan at all. Instead, his son is clearly falling in love with the person he wants him to fall in love with, and he's still stirring shit
I don't know.
up.
Cassie's still deciding between Sam and JR, but she's leaning towards JR.
Yeah,
it's like everything's going fine. So he's not really a villain. He's just like an overprotective dad that's a little off his rocker.
He's a nosy fucking Nelly. Jesus, Jack Frost. So in order to cause more chaos, even though everything's going exactly the way he wants it to, Cassie wakes up the next morning and there's some stuff going around on the interwebs, you guys.
Cassie, have you seen it?
Seen what?
Well, your buddy from the bookstore? He's making a fool of you. They popped up on the school site. Now they're everywhere.
This is so mean.
The best part is like it's not a hurtful meme. It's
You
like
guys-
it's their faces, Pep and Cassie, photoshopped onto Santa and an elf, and they're just dancing. Whatever.
The meme is the best, you guys. It's the best.
And it causes a lot
she's-
of drama, basically. Let's just say
Because, yeah, so I think Cassandra's the one who, is really internalizing this more than anything, obviously, because she knows she's Santa's daughter. No one else does, but she does.
Mhm.
And who's the one person and the only person that she's told this to? Who's the one person?
Sam.
So who do you think Cassie thinks is behind this?
Sam.
Yeah, exactly.
And she wants
She's
to talk
pissed.
to that manager.
A knock on the door, and Sam shows up, and he wants to talk to Cassie.
Ugh.
Cassie immediately is like, no,
The
you made
most
this embarrassing meme.
And she's with JR, so Sam's also feeling it. Just
Right.
it's like one of those like the worst timing type things.
Exactly.
He also
So-
couldn't text her and call her and be like, "Hey, can we talk?" Might
Yeah,
be more
that would
romantic that he
be-
came to the door, I guess.
Okay, so there's a little montage, and it's kind of essentially saying that Sam's been cut out of Cassie's life. So she's really sad, but then JR, in the middle of all this, he asks her to the winter formal. And so she gets kind of stoked about that. And one night, she's headed back to get ready for it. And who is like sitting in the couch in the common area of the dorms with the saddest, most melancholy look on his face and a big old bag of marshmallows?
Sam. Now he kind of has a mopey bob. He kind of has a bob that has the Morbies.
So he's got a giant bag of marshmallows, and he's trying to lure her with that because we all know she loves candy. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did we forget everything that happened till now? You called me a crazy person, and then you started a vicious viral meme of me dancing with elves. And then
the gall.
Yeah, exactly. And now all of a sudden you want to go to winter formal with me? That's a no, bud.
Okay, Cassie needs to think about a few things that Business Santa didn't teach her about. Girl, you gotta know that shit sounds crazy in the real world. Like, you gotta know. Like, someone needed eventually some time to tell her, like, hey, girl, if you tell this to somebody, make sure that you're really, really sure you want to tell them, because it might sound super insane to some people.
In Mr. Claus's defense, before he dematerialized in the hallway, he did say, don't ever, 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 ever tell anyone under any circumstances.
And she gets one kiss. Her tuss gets a little pumped, and she just tells it all. The floodgates open. I'm Santa Claus's daughter. We want an empire. I'm trying to get Frost Kingdom. Jack Frost is here. He's trying, like, that. Cassie, you're
My
right.
parents had an arranged
You're
marriage.
right.
Like, it's
but
a
maybe
thing.
she needed to go to classes or something to learn this concept because she just really spilled it quick. Most
Right.
guys or girls would just bounce. They would not want to deal with that.
He
cuckoo
rallies
train.
hard.
He rallies hard, and he's like a good person. And he's like, you know what? Even if she's suffering from severe mental illness, I'm still going to go back and like make it okay. And I think that's so good.
I'm going to support her, which was very, very tender. But she doesn't want to hear it. So she's like, I got to get ready to go to the ball. Oh, he also says we can go to the ball just as friends if you want. That's okay. Like he's willing at that point to accept her terms, which is also showing that he's like stepping up to the
Such
plate.
a gent.
So she says, no, I have to go with JR. I already promised him, so I'm going to go get ready. And he's really sad, and he's playing pool. He's so sad, you guys. He doesn't even bother styling his bob. He puts it in a little man bun. Like, he's done. He's over it.
He really is. It's the first time it's up. And, you know, I hate to say, but he became like, I don't know, 6 times more attractive.
I was going to say like 72%.
I'm not a
six
man bun
times is good
person.
too.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not like promoting man buns here. I don't have any problem. I think sometimes they're good. It depends on
I
a
fucking
lot of different
love
factors. A lot of different
man
factors.
buns. Man buns and beards. Oh my God.
Give me a
nothing's
Jason
hotter.
Momoa man bun.
Nothing's
in my
hotter.
face, but
Did you just motorboat?
I
Jason
motorboated.
Momoa's-
That's me in the back of his hair. I come up like Dawn behind him to Numi and just
I need you.
and it's so sad.
I wish you guys could see the visual. I mean, you're hearing the sounds, but the visual of the motorboat, of the beard motorboat is the best thing I've ever seen. It's better than the
beard
velociraptor
boat.
sound. Yeah, beard boat.
I'm not like going to automatically think you're hot because you're wearing a man bun, but it improves his overall appearance tenfold.
Yes, it really does. He looks very cute, very Paul Rudd, very charming.
Okay,
So he's
Paul
moping
Rudd, we
with his
get it.
bun.
You love Paul Rudd.
Okay,
Still trying to
Paul
slip
Rudd
that
was
in
my
there a couple
first-
times. Oh, so
He
Paul
was
Rudd,
my
so
first
Paul Rudd,
celebrity.
so Paul Rudd. He's very Paul Rudd right now. Young Paul Rudd.
You know what? I don't think I've ever really thought about this, but my last name is Rudd. I have the same last name as Paul Rudd.
You do. How did
Have
you not
you
put
ever
that
put
together?
that together? I know. He was my first celebrity crush, even. I guess I feel like because he's like a
Hello,
celebrity.
1997, Romeo and Juliet.
Oh my goodness, he was dreamy. I mean, he got blown out of the fucking water when Leonardo DiCaprio came into the picture, but
True.
they've both aged phenomenally, and Paul Rudd is still 10 out of 10
So handsome.
would have sex.
Yes.
So he's being sad. I've said this like 10 times and we've never got to the point, but he's moping with his man bun, playing pool like a sad sack. And who comes to, if you don't mind me saying, put a little pep in his step?
Nice one.
Thanks.
But it's Pep. If you didn't get that, guys.
I wanted to ask you some questions about that mysterious man you were talking to. Did he have a pointy face?
Pointy face? Yeah.
Creepy blue eyes?
Yeah.
Did you get the shivers when you were near him?
Shivers?
Shivers, man! Were you cold?
Yeah. I was cold.
I knew it. Jack Frost is on campus.
So this is the best part about this conversation because she's like, hey, have you met this man? He's got blue eyes. And he's like, no. And she's like,
You know, that does not sound familiar.
and then
Tell
she's
me
like,
more.
he's really cold and wears a cape. And he's like, I just don't know. Okay, he's blue. He has blue eyes, wears a cape, and he's terrifying looking. And he's like, Pep,
That's
what are you
not
talking
ringing
about?
any
It's not
bells,
ringing any
girl.
bells. And she's like, he makes it snow when he's around you. He has terrifying blue eyes, frosted tips, blue skin, a blue black light, and beautiful frosted face. And he's like, oh, yes,
That does ring a bell.
I think I remember something about that. And you're like, Sam, come on.
Come on, dude. I know you're a straight guy and you just don't pay attention to other guys.
No, yep. But they just don't.
No homo.
Nope.
But you and I both know we're talking about Jack Frost.
Okay,
Still
whatever,
not
Sam.
putting anything together.
You know what,
okay.
Sam? Who has the mental illness now, huh? Who's struggling with their own mental demons, huh?
So she convinces him to win Cassie back, essentially.
Now let's get to what actually matters. How do you feel about Cassie?
Doesn't matter how I feel. She hates me.
No, she doesn't, Sam. I can tell when she looks at you. Look, I'm a simple elf. I make my toys, I eat my candy, I love to frolic.
Frolic?
Elves frolic. But I know this. You have to follow your heart, and if you like her the way I think you do, then you have to tell her.
She's like, listen, just go to the winter formal. I know she likes you. You like her. Just go. So he books it. He runs all the way to the winter formal. Before Sam reaches, because he's running across campus, so it's going to be a while. So before he gets there, we see the interior of the winter formal, which is like a small living room with a Christmas tree in it.
I think it's maybe a cleaned out garage. Even though it's taking place in a garage, they're making it seem like it's the presidential gala.
The size of the live band is equivalent to the amount of guests that are in the room.
Guys, it's sad.
The band is
I know they spent their budget on the live band, but they needed to spend it on a little more extras. It's 3 people in tuxedos and a huge band and a Christmas tree with doilies on it.
A whole college winter formal is this one teeny itty bitty room where 90% of the guests are the band. It's very odd.
It's very, very weird.
And so
the most comfortable.
Speaking of crazies or someone who seems a little off his rocker, JR decides he's not even going to wait like even a little bit. Like from the get-go, the second that he spies Cassie at the winter formal,
he's wooing her.
He's like, girl, I have something to tell you. He's a good guy. Like, he's a nice guy. He's a charming guy. He's a well-traveled guy.
JR's been
He's
amazing
handsome.
this whole
He's
time.
Respectful.
Little
he
cardboardy.
doesn't try to touch her. But he's a fabulous dancer. That would get me in a heartbeat. If a guy dances, I'm like, yes, please sign me up. He says, hey, there's something I need to tell you. I have to come clean. JR is not my full name. What's his full name?
Jack Frost Jr., right?
Get it? J.R. Jack Jr. Yep.
JR.
So,
but wouldn't it be JJR?
Well, JR is Junior. JR is short for Junior.
No, but wouldn't it be JR because he's Jack Frost Jr.?
No, I get what you're saying, but what
JF,
I'm saying is
JF small JR.
Yeah, like JR is short for Junior, and so I think they're just calling him Junior. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I know.
That was sad. You had to explain that to me. Just did not connect the dots. I'm just like, wait, sweetie. So is it Jack JF apostrophe lowercase j and lowercase r period? Is that what you're telling me? Or are you telling me it's like Junior, like JR from Jack Frost, which is eliminated from the name?
Jack Frost apostrophe S. So Jack Frost's Junior.
Okay, so he just took off the front part of that. So he's just after the comma and the lowercase JR. I get it.
Yes. You did it, girl. You did it. You got it. So he's like, I'm Jack Frost Jr. Yes, we've been betrothed. Yes, I knew who you are. But I just wanted to fall in love with you for real. I just didn't want the pressure. And bless his heart, like to his credit, he's like, I just wanted you to fall in love with me for real.
That's so good, JR.
Right? Because he didn't push her. So he proposes to her. They're like 18 years old, whatever. He gets down on his knee at the winter formal in front of all 3 guests and all 27 band members.
The band members are shocked. The guests, not so much.
And then right at that moment,
Sam, Sassy Bob Sam.
And Sam walks in just in time to see this whole thing go down.
And he is not having it because Pep just revealed the whole freaking plan. So he's so educated. He sees this. He's really upset. And
you guys, he does not deal with this with his words. He does not use his words for this conflict.
He goes straight to deal. He's so emotionally overwhelmed that he goes to dealing with it with his fists. To be honest, Jack Frost Jr., I think, JFR, JFFR, he actually starts kind of beating Sam up a little bit. But who has a little twinkle in their nose?
That would be Cassafras.
So Cassafras puts a little twinkle and it stops Jack Frost's fist from hitting Sam.
Cassafras stops their fighting. And instead of saying the thing she should say, which is, you guys are both idiots. Why are you punching each other's faces off? I'm going to go run away with Pep. She says, I think I'm just going to marry JR and I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to just take off with him.
So yes, Cassie just decides that she's going to go off with JR.
She's like, I'm going to marry JR. Like, he needs me. My family needs me. My dad needs
Oh,
me.
yeah.
The multi-conglomerate
You made it sound like
monopoly.
this is what she wanted to do, but she has this moment where she realizes that she needs to save the family line.
But she essentially goes like, I don't belong here. This is the real world. I don't fit in here. JR really will understand me as like a fairy person who doesn't belong in real people time. And it's just going to be better. Like, our businesses will survive. Our families need us. Our dads need us. So we're just going to go back.
And it all comes to head right then at the winter
It all
formal
comes-
that 3 people.
It
are
all
at.
comes to head. Everyone starts going down on everyone.
God, I knew that was coming.
The way you said it.
I said
It
it's
all
all
comes to
coming to
head.
head. It's all comes to head. The better, the more you'll stay. She's
I
all,
think it's
okay,
coming
guys,
to
I know how to
a
solve
head.
this. Guys, I know how to solve this. JR, Sam, go down on me right now. Let's see. Who's better? Whose tongue's better? Let's go. It all comes
And
to
then
a
she's
head.
like,
Just in front of everybody.
all 3 visitors at the
All
winter
3
world.
visitors.
The band
They're
is like,
so
whoa,
shocked.
whoa. That would be the best.
They start playing slow jazz. Bow, bow, chow, bow, bow, bow.
Sorry, when?
Sorry, still got a judge. Keep going.
That's Cassie's like, it is real magical tonight, my friends. And so she decides she's going to go back to the North Pole. And so the next scene is Cassie standing in her North Pole closet with her wedding dress on. The wedding's about to start. Her dad comes in to talk to her, and she is very upset. She's got tears in her eyes, and her dad all of a sudden decides he's going to pay attention to her for like 0.5 seconds.
You may be thinking of that other young man, your friend Sam.
He's a really nice boy, Dad. I think you would have really liked him.
I was really gaming.
I got played.
That's a good one. So just like Bobby Fischer, I got played.
So her dad is like, well, it seems like maybe you really like him. And she's like, it doesn't matter anyway, Dad. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm marrying JR. I'm doing what's right. Everybody needs me. Just leave me alone for like 5 minutes. I'll get it together, and then we'll get married. So he runs out of the room. So Santa decides he's going to teleport somewhere. And where does he teleport?
To our favorite little Sam with a
Sam
bob.
Friends Bob, yes. So
I'm having trouble with names and understanding.
it's okay. I'm having trouble with the English language tonight. So not a big deal. Not a big deal. Santa scares the shit out of him. And he's like, I'm sorry, who are you? And he's like, Cassie's father. So he goes, Santa? And he goes, we're not on a first name basis. And I'm like, Santa, you're on a first name basis with everyone. Who are you kidding right now?
Mr. Claus? No one's going to say that. Santa Claus, get off your high freaking horse and step down to the
Sam
ground.
does. He's like, Mr. Claus. And I'm like, Santa, small children sit on your lap and call you Santa. You're not like, it's Mr. Claus.
Yeah.
So
all of a sudden you're formal.
stupid. I shouldn't go back to the North Pole quite yet, because he's basically like, hey, you're going to need to come with me. My daughter is super stoked about you. And he's like, yeah, but she's marrying someone else. He's like, I think we can probably take care of that. Seeing how as I orchestrated the entire wedding, I could probably call it off. So back at the McCastle, Jack Frost is so mad because the wedding is now running late. And he's like, if this wedding does not start, it's going to be a breach of contract. And he's about to freaking, and Olive Kringle Industry will revert to Frost and Son. That's the contractual agreement.
Kris Kringle Industries will revert to Frost and Son, which you would think Jack Frost would want because he is in control of Frost and Son, as you could tell by name.
Right. So he
But
would get
he's-
power over everything if they
still
don't get
very,
married.
Very intense about them getting married so that Kris Kringle can. There's got to be, I'm waiting for the big thing. There's got to be, that is the worst
contractual agreement in the world.
Right. It's like he wants it to be 50-50.
It doesn't make any sense. Now he's just becoming the annoying mom.
Thwarting them getting together would have been a better outcome for him, right? Because, like, them not getting married would be the breach of contract, and then he could take Kris Kringle Industries over, and Jack and Son are twice as wealthy because the breach of contract has allowed them to take over the other business.
I'm desperately confused. Oh,
Jack
good
Frost,
movie.
there's a reason why your business is failing, my friend.
I don't think you know how to do business. Leave it to business, Santa Jack.
Sam and Mr. Claus, not Santa, Mr. Claus, take a flying Corvette back
Are you
to the
kidding
North
me?
Pole.
Santa's basically like, this is how I get around reindeer. And he's got this giant contract. We're guessing that Mr. Business Claus is wanting his daughter to be happy.
Right. His little heart is softening.
Over the merge of the business. And so he's getting Sam back as fast as he can. Hopefully before the wedding, which he controls. So again,
So
he could just call. Yeah, exactly.
Just, guys, just shut this down.
Hey, guys, I want my daughter to be happy. Let's not do this today. But instead, he chooses to let it continue with crazy Aunt Jack Frost.
Just so he can be a drama queen and come back and crash the wedding.
Yeah.
What a freaking narcissist.
It's the worst. Like, you don't get enough attention, Santa. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think you mean Mr. Claus.
I mean, Mr. Claus.
So my favorite thing in the world is that when we start panning over the wedding guests, it's who's in the front row, but
Tooth Fairy's son.
Mr. Tooth Fairy himself. Looking fly as fuck. No pun intended.
Actually, every guest that's attending the wedding, which is taking place again in the same place that the winter formal took place.
Pretty sure it's the same venue.
Everybody, we've got the bitchy bookstore girl. We've got bitchy barista. We've got pretty much everyone who was in the movie extras all together. And
They're
maybe
dressed
13
in different
of them.
clothes, and they're like, no, these are different people. These are different people. Don't worry about it.
Right, they just dress as different people, and it's like...
Also, they're all like normal human people, not elves. So where did they come from to be attending a wedding at the North Pole?
I know, it doesn't...
How did they get there?
I don't know, maybe humans and elves have this weird breach. I don't know.
Alliance? I don't know.
And, I don't know.
I'm asking way too many questions about this because
We're at the very end, too, and we're just deciding to let all the questions go.
Son is marrying Santa Claus's daughter, and I feel like now's the time to start asking questions.
During the middle of the wedding... basically, Cassandra Claus decides to tell JR that she just can't do it. So at that moment, of course, who pops up with this sassy, I'm here to ruin the moment, Bob?
That would be Samantha.
It's Sam, not Samantha.
Our
Well, it
fan
could be
Sam.
short for Samantha. He could have
You don't know.
name Samantha. We don't know, but
You
he's
don't
been
know his
referred to
life.
Sam. He pops in with Mr. Claus, Business Claus. And sure enough, this delays the wedding a little bit. And so guess what happens because the wedding is delayed and didn't happen exactly at this moment.
Jack Frost is going to implode.
So the wedding gets delayed. Jack Frost is furious and he gets up and basically...
It doesn't get delayed,
like,
my friend. It gets canceled.
well, it gets canceled, yes.
It
Sorry.
gets thrown into
delayed.
disarray. By the way, Sam read the 500-page contract in the Ferrari ride to the MP.
I was going to get to that, yes. So, and while this is happening, Sam does pull out the contract that he got in the
You guys-
Christmas Ferrari.
There's a loophole.
There is a loophole to this whole thing, which completely renders it useless.
Guess what the loophole is? If you spy on someone, it's null and void. And I'm sorry, who's been spying? Who's the only one in this whole movie?
Says he didn't even need to do it. None of this he needed to do. It's agonizing. This whole movie is total fucking nonsense. He never had to spy because there was nothing to spy to do.
They were already falling in love.
They were already falling in love. She would have just met his son and fallen in love with him. And if JR hadn't have gone nutso and Frost blue eyes and start punching Sam, none of this would be happening. Everything would have been perfect for literally everybody in the movie.
Jack Frost shot himself in the foot so hard, he made his own freaking contract null and void. It is the
it's
freaking
beautiful.
best. It's the best.
And everybody's so shocked to hear this from Sam. Like, it's null and void.
But Sam would be the one to find the loophole because he's going to law school.
Oh my God, that's why he read the
obviously.
contract. God, this movie's a little deeper than I thought, for sure. So anyway, yes, everyone's shocked. And then Sam and Cassie pretty much like run away and start kissing and giggling and having fun. And
the
love
dad's
each
like,
other.
all of a sudden, because Jack Frost is still trying to be like, you need me, you need me, you need me. And all of a sudden, Mr. Claus has a change of heart. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to actually just go get on my sleigh and deliver gifts. And
yeah, I don't need you.
Are
I don't
all about
need
giving.
this business shit.
Yep, he's like, don't worry about profit anymore. I'm not worried about this saving our business nonsense. What I am worried about is giving kids presents on Christmas and maintaining the magic. And you know who taught me that? Cassafrost's mother. She was the best thing that ever happened to me. I don't know what I've been thinking this entire time. I'm getting my shit together. See you later.
Yes, please, Santa, you do that. Right.
So
I don't know what I was trying to be sassy, but I said the most boring Santa. But yes, I was trying to say, Santa, you get it. You
totally
do it.
cacoed it. Yes, you Santa, do it, girl. JR proves himself. Cassie says, like, I'm really sorry. I did not mean to hurt you. And he's like, are you kidding, girl? Like, I want to get married. I'm way too young. And so he's like, good luck with Sam. He's very generous. He's very kind. Still the good guy.
JR is a
Jack
good
Frost
dude.
is the only fucking douche in this entire situation.
JR is a good dude. I mean, he did have his moment, which he didn't technically need to have, but he needed to have it
Right.
to make this story arc happen. Otherwise, he'd have been a perfect fit, and it would have been fine.
Guess who moves in right when Cass officially gives JR the boot? Who's right there?
Pep. So basically, you got it. Cassie runs away with Sam. Pep's going to make the moves on JR. Jack Frost, like an idiot, falls into the wedding cake. And you would think that he gets out immediately. Like, if you fell into a wedding cake, you'd pick yourself up. Nope, he just motorboats it and looks like he's eating it really intensely. And then
he's rage eating that cake.
And then to kind of add the icing on the cake for the ending of this
No
movie
pun
where everybody's
intended.
happy. Oh yeah, no pun intended. A beautiful mistress that no one has seen before, thus into this point.
Does not have a name.
Does not have a name. We don't know her. She hands a cookie to Santa. And he kind of gives her this look. And then you understand. Okay.
Because, by the way,
everyone's getting their comeuppance.
he hasn't been eating cookies. Remember, he lost weight.
Discipline.
And he said part of it was no cookies,
Discipline.
no sugar, and discipline. And so the fact that he gave in and ate a cookie from this beautiful mistress shows that
people are moving forward.
His veneer's breaking. He's evolving.
Everyone is progressing in a really good way except for Jack Frost. But you know what?
Yep. He's
Guy did it to
frozen in
himself.
time,
He's
so to
frozen
speak.
in a mindset that just doesn't work anymore.
So Santa goes to deliver the toys, and I guess Sam and I don't know if they're going to go back to college when Christmas break is over.
That is a weird thing to return to, but you're right.
Or
I
they're
don't know.
just, going to wait it out at the North Pole. I'm not sure. I'm sure being in the North Pole right when you commit to this relationship is a little bit like people who started dating right at quarantine and decided to just quarantine together, and now they're regretting it.
So, wow, that was a movie, you guys. There were... oof.
That sure was a movie.
And let me tell you, I did really enjoy, some of the acting.
Jack Frost is a vision and should win an Oscar for
was
that
talking
laugh alone.
But Sam was a good little actor. Basically, this movie was well acted with the two main characters, and I even liked the acting of Pep. But overall, as you can tell, if we didn't make it, even more difficult for you to follow along, it's a ridiculous movie that doesn't make any sense. The movie was overall, I would give it Christmas spirit, maybe a 3.
Maybe 2.5 snowflakes. Man bun involved, maybe 7.5.
Yeah, if he keeps that, if they would have just cut poor baby Sammy's hair, that was just a weird decision on their part.
We were really happy to share it with you because as soon as we saw it, we knew it was going to be in rotation. As soon as we saw Jack Frost laugh in the library, we were like, yes.
I'm glad you guys got to watch and listen along with us. It was so fun. And
we'll
I would
put
encourage
our favorite clips on Instagram as usual.
I would encourage you to go watch Santa Girl on Netflix.
Anyway, next week we're going to be back with regular spin. We're going to do Baywatch Hawaii, the finale of season 1. And then
so excited, you guys.
It's going to be good, you guys. We're kind of combining. There's like a crescendo of the last 3 episodes.
That should be finishing out the season. And then, but the next week after we'll release the finale. So that will kind of start the new year of 2020, which hope and praying to God, it's just a little bit better than, 2021, which is a little bit better than 2020. And again, thanks for listening to us like rant and ramble about a really ridiculous Christmas movie.
And thanks for sticking in as usual.
Stick it in. All right, guys. Have the happiest of holidays.
Yeah, true. But then you run the risk of running into the
People
person
got
you
their
like
life,
with
dude.
someone else.
People got their life.
Oh my God. That just brought back a memory of when I asked this guy that I had a really huge crush on to winter formal in college. And he felt sorry for me and said yes because he was nice. But he was dating someone else and didn't tell me. So if I would have known that, I would have been like, just go with her. But he didn't do that. He went with me. And then I double dated with my roommate who was going with his friend / roommate. And we all go back to their house. I know I'm not hooking up with this person. He does not like me. He is not physically attracted to me. That's fine. I think we're going to like watch a movie or something.
Still, try to get that kiss in.
No, but wait, because I've made peace with this, but my roommate who I was on the double date with starts making out with her date, who was his best friend, and my date goes in his room, and his girlfriend comes over and goes in his room. And so I'm just sitting there.
That is the saddest, sweetest, most precious thing I've ever heard. Cadence.
I can't even tell you how much I wanted to melt into the couch.
Who thinks that's an appropriate thing to do?
Bless.
We're just in silence. I'm still in shock. I'm too sad to make jokes.
And
I did have that happen too one time, though, to be fair. Not
that makes me
quite
feel better.
That sad. But basically, I was at somebody's house that I was dating for a while, and some guy knocked the door and I answered it, and he's like, hi. And I'm like, is this, who the hell are you? And he's like, I think I left my belt here.
My belt.
And then he came in and we had no idea of each other. We were both mistresses.
Oh my goodness. Did you guys?
Well, I remember being like, oh, it's probably just a friend. It's just a friend. And then I was like, no. And then I left.
Who left a belt?
Yeah, I was like, no, I know how this goes. Come on.
It wasn't even like a book or like a bag.
I know. And I'm like,
I left my underwear here.
I know, right? I left my gravy flavored condoms in the store. And I'm like, okay, you guys are just friends.
Joke.